you tired of your base getting raided with the minimum amount of rockets? Are you stressed about if your 2x2 or 3x3 or even a circle base design will survive over the night? Meet the Predator, my personal base design that can help you to defend an online or an offline raid. The Predator has a unique core which is uncommon to the raiders. Also, a triple roof bunker design to secure your best loot. It also has a multi-TC design along with a wide gap shooting floor to give you the best advantage during a raid defense. This is the base for any 4 to 8 man team to use on the vanilla server. I, however, do not recommend building this base as your starter base. You should always build your starter maybe a 2x2 or whatsoever until you have enough resources to secure this base design, then you start building it. Now onto our build cost of this base. Stones is around 30,000, which is about 5 rows of stones, and wood is 40,000. The only problem is that with frags, it should be at almost 2 boxes and a half of frags and 381 high qual. As for our upkeep, the wood and stones are not really the problem. As for high qual, I keep it around 100 something. And the only problem you have here is the frags, which your upkeep will be at 32,000, almost 33,000 frags for 1 day upkeep. But as I said, the space is for 4 to 8 men. So as long as you have an experienced team that can farm for the upkeep, this should not be a problem. So first, I want to show you guys the footprint of the space. The footprint is somewhat simple, but also somewhat confusing. As long as you understand the logic behind it, it's not that hard to build a space. So this space, to look at it, the center core, which is the main TC, is really just this big. It's the 2 triangles, 2 squares, 2 triangles, 2 squares, and in the center, it's total 4 triangles. And that's the center core based off of the main TC. And how this space is built is basically it needs we have total 6 external TCs. 3 of them are for wide gap peaks, as this one right here, for example. This part of the TC is only for wide gaps, which is for the shooting floor. And as you can see, you have 3 of those. 1, 2, and 3. And the other 3 is to make the base. Basically, its purpose is to finish the inner peaks and the outer shell. And it's based off like this, right here. And that will close our inner peaks, and you will finish our base and also its shell. As I will turn this off right here. As you can see, right here it closes the base. So first, I want to show you guys our externals. Go ahead by order. External is just pretty standard external, and I would like to keep things simple. However, you can change it to however you like. You can change it to how people deal with the frames or whatever, and this is totally up to you. As you come in the gate, we have the simple Alone in Tokyo gate, which is 2 squares, and this creates an airlock right here, and another door here. As we come in the compound, as you can see, there's a turret right there, and then on the other gates, you have 3 of those along Tokyo gates, and you have 3 of these gates right here, which you have 2 turret pods that will have a pretty good coverage in your compound. And then when you come in one of those gates, you have pretty good some pretty good angles to shoot from. And also, I've divided my compound into 3 sections. As you know, if I put down the shop front door here, it basically stops the raiders from coming into this section. I mean, obviously they can still ladder over, but in the heat of the moment, you know, online raid or anything, most of the time they will not choose to do so because they still have to deal with some other turrets, even if they get over here. The purpose of dividing the compound into 3 sections is for you to have a better control over your compound. If you're getting raided and you lose one section, at least you have the other 2 sections safe in your compound, then you can use them to your advantage to better position yourself or something during an online raid. As we come in the entrance, and this base has total 3 entrances. There's 1 here, they're all symmetrical, 2 and 3. So we come here. I only have 2 doors here because I keep this just again pretty simple, as if my shell right here is sheet metal and 2 armored doors would be the same rocket cost for them to raid the walls or the doors. Now obviously you're not gonna get to a sheet metal shell like on day 1 unless you have a huge group. Your shell is probably gonna be stone, and I recommend just, you don't have to do armored doors right away. You can put 1 garage door, and always keep the outside doors as a double door, since these ones are faster to open and close. That can also prevent people from going deep in your base. Always close the door behind you. And with the garage door and the sheet metal door, as you can see, the total rocket cost will be 4 rockets, and that will be the same as the stone shell. Okay. As we go into the base, again, 3 entrances for the main core. 1, 2, and 3. As we go right here, there's another garage door here, and then we come up in the ladder hatch. Right here, usually I do drop box area, and this is where you can do your drop boxes. And here is our main area in the base. If you build this base, you're probably gonna spend a lot of time in this area, since this is the very center of the base. As you can see, we have 3 bunkers right here, and 3 armor bunkers, which I keep my best loot in those bunkers, and you can open them simply by putting down a twig roof. And I'm just lazy. I didn't really change the skins of the boxes. Obviously, then those are not going to be drop boxes. Mainly your best loot, whatever you want to put in them. And 3 of those bunkers, 1 of those 3 bunkers will lead you to TC. And you can come in here. I put 2 vending machines on this floor. Usually I put my AKs, my metal sets, whatever in here, or M2s in here. And you go down the ladder hatch, we have our main TC. Obviously you can put a window up there, an armor window or just a regular window. And then you also have 2 more vending machines, and I put my boom, my sulfur, my GP in here, as this area is probably the safest spot in the whole base. Alright, we'll go back up, and I know this having 3 bunkers can be somewhat confusing, so I mean it's up to you however you want to. You can put down signs of your own code or whatever. And usually here's how I do it. I put my tier 3 right here, and I always remember on the right side of the tier 3 is the bunker that leads into the core. The other 2 bunkers are just only for loot storage, which they have a wall behind, as you can see right here. Okay. On this floor also, I have 2 lockers. One here, one here. And the third one, you can also make it a locker, but I keep it as a fridge since my team is hungry most of the time. Also, you have your more loot rooms, the window loot room right here. And again, these are not gonna be drop boxes. You have 3 of those in total. Usually, I keep like a lower tier of loot in here. They don't really need to go in the bunker necessarily or whatever. And I keep them here, maybe some tier 2 armor, maybe some stone or wood or even frags or whatever, just for easier access. And also at the same time, you can put down bags here, and that will give you total 6 bags if you do exactly what I do. Right here. And I mean, if you have to be picky, you can even fit 3 in one section. And you can still put down maybe like a repair bench or whatever in this corner. So yeah, this is your main area of the base. As we move on to the second floor, now obviously I know this is not exactly the second floor, but I would like to keep calling it the second floor, just easier to understand. The bedrooms floor, as you can see, it's pretty simple. You have a locker here, and obviously I recommend put down code lock, and then you have 2 beds in each bedroom. That gives you 6 beds just on this floor. And my teammates and just my personal hobbies is I want extra loot room or extra storage in my bedroom, which I can put down drop boxes, and usually I put in wood or frags or even extra meds or ammo in here, just make it easier during a raid, defense or whatever. So yeah. Also, as you can see, this base just has a lot of doorways. It's up to you how you want to organize them. Usually I keep the jump up doors a different scheme, but it's up to you. To the next floor, this floor, its main purpose is really just going to the inner peak. But also I don't want to waste all the space in the center, so this is also like a cooking floor where you have a lot of mixing tables. Obviously you can change it however you want. You can even make this floor just for extra loot room if you want to, if you have a chat team. I mean, also if you're like our peers, you can also make this floor as like a dance floor. It's up to you. And as we come into inner peaks, and here's how I like it. As I mentioned earlier, I always keep my entrances as a double door, or my exits as a double door. So, and here I can tell you why. I mean, when you get right here, you can close the 2 garage doors behind you. And let's say there's a raider in my inner peaks. I open the door, I get shot, and I died. And the raider can still not go any deeper, right? And also at the same time, your teammate can close the door from the inside, or you can spawn back in, close the door from the inside. And little things can decide if you win a raid or not. And we go to the next floor. And this floor, you probably can guess it, is our shooting floor. Same design um, as our inner peaks. We have a garage door here, garage door here, and then a double door here will lead you into the shooting floor. And inside here, I keep it simple. I keep an extra locker kit. And you have 3 lockers, obviously. And then on the other side of the locker, you have a battery. And then obviously 3 batteries on this floor that you can use for your windmills and your turbines. As we come into the shooting floor, we have our wide gaps. Gives us a lot of angles, as you can see. Here. You can even look at further enemies. And this is, I love wide gaps, they provide such great angles. And then on your shooting floor, you have 3 bedrooms, and this is my favorite part, is you don't always have to spawn the 2nd floor bedrooms. You can also spawn up here, take your kit, and you can come out. And the doors, it doesn't really matter, you can keep as a double door or a garage door. And wide gaps are not the only peaks on your shooting floor. You have some of those standard peaks right here, which is still not bad. I always want to have other peak spots, so I don't just like kill 2 guys over here and then they know I'm over here and they can just put me down. I can also switch my position and give them a surprise. Oh, I did something stupid. Yeah. So you get back here, and then you can go to the next floor, which is our roof. Our roof, as you can see, it has a fair amount of space for you to move around, and some good angles too. We have our ramp right here, and then then you have those peaks. Usually, here's what I do. Since the recoil change, most automatic guns in this game require you to crouch. Now, sometimes I'll do this. And then that's it here. All the spots are pretty much symmetrical, so it's up to you how you want to do it. I keep turrets down here. That gives you a total of 6 turrets just on your roof, and then also gives you 3 windmills, and you have spots for 3 SAM sites, which is the amount of SAM sites it takes to successfully block a full volley of MRS rockets. But that's up to you again. If you want to put down SAM sites, depends on how your wife progresses. Go for it. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can change those spots for windmills, and that will give you 6 windmills, and you can even hook up more turrets. Okay, so this is our roof. As you look at it, there's a lot of wall stacking, and as I said, the center core is only that big. 2 triangles, 2 squares, 2 triangles, 2 squares, 2 triangles. The center being 4 triangles. That's our center core. Right, so now we're gonna build a base. As you want a fairly flat spot for building this base, you can have some terrain problems, as long as it's not too bad. You can pick up a foundation or whatsoever. You can try to fix it. Obviously, it's not gonna look good, but who cares so much on the server, as long as you have a base. So when you come in the area, you wanna put down our center core I talked about earlier, which is 4 triangles, 2 squares, each side, and half the triangle to fill out the gap. And you should have something like this. And always the first thing, you want to remove the left square, like this. And the purpose of that is for you to do a wall stack so you can put down the triple bunkers that we have in this design. Always go for the right square, and this is symmetrical, by the way. If I do it on this side and it's the same thing, you want to start it from here and here. So from here we're gonna build out 7 squares. Does not include this square, by the way. If it includes this one, it will be 8 squares. But we will build out 7 squares. And we are our 7th square. And at the end, here's what you want to do. You want to build a triangle, 2 more triangles. On this triangle, then we're gonna start building back. Obviously, demolish on this. Start building 4 triangles like this, and from this one, we're gonna start building towards this direction. And when you get here, this triangle should fit perfectly into our gap. Now this triangle is not based off of our main TC. If we have, now obviously we should have our TC here. Maybe in this section, it's totally up to you. You can have it in other triangles if you want. This triangle would not be based off on that TC, but you can have it here for now, and let's fill in the gap. You cannot build it here because the wall stacking just go around, and it should look something like this. And you can delete all those foundations. And here's what it should look like. Alright, so I went ahead and did all other sides, and this is what you should have. So now we're gonna start off building the space, and what you want to do is you can keep this twig. You want to have this triangle thing. If you build out more, you cannot build it anymore. So put a square on our side triangles, like right here. Add this triangle right here. Delete the square and just keep it there for now. And same with this side. And you should have 3 of them in total. So okay, so now we all have this triangle down. So what you want to do is, remember when I talked about 6 external TCs? Now we have 3 of them down from the wall stackings. That's 1, 2, 3. So now what we're going to do is build off the other 3. So when you come to a triangle that you just put down, you want to build out 8 squares. And you have it here. Demolish all the twigs you had, including this triangle. And you come back to the square. touching. Well, technically it is touching, but it's not. And you delete all those triangles in the back. Make sure you keep this one. You delete all these ones. And from here down square and 2 triangles. They should be perfectly lined up with other foundations. And here's when you do Alright, so when you finish, you should have something look like this. Now, since all our wall stacking is complete, we want to start building your core. So you come into center 4 triangles, and here's where you're going to wall this whole thing off. There's no entrances, and go ahead and upgrade it. And those will be rooms for our vending machines later, but for now, you don't have to use them. Well, I'm going to seal off this and have a line here. And same with here. You get to choose, by the way. For example, I choose here to be my only bunker entrance that leads into the core. And that's fine. And if you want this area, that's fine too. But always remember the entrance is on the left. So now we have it right here. And that will be sealed too. Okay, so come out to the entrance. Here's what it looks like. The door frame will be right here. Remember this empty triangle. And the door frame will be right here. A wall here. And a wall here. A wall here. A wall here. A wall here. And we're gonna seal that off. Here you can have your ceiling. And this is for your ladder hatch. Come up here and make sure you seal this off also. Like that. And this is where our magic begins. Because our wall stack, make sure you put your wall on the outside. And you can't even put it on the inside anyways, so just make sure you don't make that mistake. You put it on the outside, and you come up here, and when you seal this, and this is also important, when you seal this, make sure, as you can see the blue, make sure it's also on this wall that is based off on the external. Do not put it here. Otherwise it will not work. Put it here and you seal it off and it should have a little gap like this. And now we'll try if our bunker works. Congratulations, it works. Now we'll take the time and build up the other 3 bunkers. Right, so when you're done, you should have something like this. And we want to go ahead and take this off. So the reason why I didn't seal this part off is our other 2 triangles on the those two triangles will be served as honeycomb. It's pretty simple. Build the same with you. And here too. Right, so now we have it. We can seal them off. On those two triangles you just built, we're gonna make this. Seal it off. Right here, on the right, will be our jump hook. Now we go. Now do it again right here. Room, two triangles, down the right side, now a jump. And we can seal the center. Alright, so here's what I do. Put a wall on the left side of the triangle. If I'm looking at this side, this section of the base, put a wall here, and a wall here. And in between, I have my lowest. You can seal that off. And when you see off the roof, since it's the inner core, just seal it off with the inner core. Don't worry about the outside. And when you get here, excuse me, let me seal those little rooms too. Okay, so when you get here, and as you remember, those three triangles found these, they belong on the external TC. So make sure when you seal it, you seal it on the external, not on the core. This will be wrong. Here is how you do it. Once you've done that, you should have a beautiful gap in your base. And you can finish your jump up. Just seal it with the door for now. Now we're gonna finish the shell, and you can pause it for now, and you don't have to build up anymore. Finish your shell and do your externals, so your wall stacks, they will not decay. So here's what you want to do. You want to come to the entrance, put down triangles to connect to the wall stacks that we put down earlier. And then you want to connect it here, because here's how your walls will look like this. So we'll do it on this side. On this triangle out. Triangles. Triangles. From this entrance out. Triangles. And now we can seal off this. Start making the shell. When you get here on this triangle, you want to put down door frame. This will be our exit of the base. should look like. And build up more. When we build our exits, line off like this, and have another entrance outside this door. Seal it up. And do the same on the other entrances. Once you finish, it should look like this. You show the entrances pretty much sealed. And obviously we'll work on inner peaks in a minute. But first thing first, we have to finish our externals, which is right here. And remember this part. This part is wall stack, so basically it means it doesn't have a TC right now. And we need to give it a TC. But the amazing part about this base is I also want to do wide gaps here. So what do? I will combine both parts to a single TC. And let me show you how. So you come out here, and you should have to this side, and then make sure you can see the roof right here. And then make sure you come out here, and it should be 2 squares, or two walls right here. And do it from the left side wall, and go out 2 squares. Delete the squares in the back, and start you build 4 triangles back, a square, and a triangle. And on the right side, 2 squares and a triangle. And then triangle on the side. Now, you can put down frames. And those 4 frames will basically be your white gaps. They will eventually turn into white gaps, I should say. Now, should delete those foundations in the back. Obviously keep those 4 foundations that's supporting the frames here. You can delete all these, because somehow we need to connect the Y gaps and this section of wall stack together on a single TC. And here's how we're gonna do that. 4 triangles, and then we start doing our gate right here. So first what you want to do is go back to your shell, and remember it was on the left side wall that we started building. So come to the second wall right here, put down the floor. And you can keep this twig, by the way, because you have to demolish it. And put it like this, so we can start building on the halfway up here. So what you want to do is always put down the second frame first. Otherwise, you will never be able to put this down. And then, where you just put down the floor, which is right here. It's 1 full wall and a half wall right here, and then you can build it out like this. So right here, like I said earlier, we're gonna build our base, which is you pick up 1 square, and the side you're gonna lower it. And this is the 2 turret bomb gate I was talking about. Like this, and here's how we're gonna connect it. Boom. Simple. Now, no matter if you're good at math or not, the geometry or whatever, everything is pretty much connected to this one thing. Your wide gaps is connected right here, and then your inner wall stack. Okay, demolish this. Your inner wall stack is also connected to a gate. Now we're gonna build off our TC, oops. And go out one more square here. We can put down our external. Seal it off for now. And for our gates, I like to do this. The outside, I want to seal it off with the window, and on the inside, I want to seal it off with the direction. Just in case that when you're getting raided, you can also shoot inside your compound. Okay, so we have our one external down, and I remember what I said, the space was symmetrical, so you're gonna have 3 of these gates, and this is how you build it. 3 of them, and the other 3 will be different, which is you come to your entrance, right here, and this thing will be much easier. You simply just go out with squares from the entrance. And usually it's 6 squares, I think. Oh, actually, it's 5 squares. And when you get here, as you can see, I'm at bottom right. I no longer have building proof, so you can put that triangle right here. Also build your external. So right here, we also need to build our gate, and usually I go around right here. I go 2 squares out, and right here I'll put down my gate, and then we'll do the long Tokyo gate right here. Just door frame, single frame, and everything else is window. And you can also add it here for now. You can add it later. It's up to you. But like I explained earlier, this creates an airlock on your gate. And you put down the door here. The door here, make sure it's swinging outwards, a double door. And then a single door here. And same logic on the other gate. Seal off everything with the window, but this one that's looking to the compound, keep as an enclosure. Now, you have the other gate completed. So here's what you want to do is, there will be other 4 Bs, which is other 2 of those wide gap gates, and other 2 of those simple Tokyo style gates, and I will do that real quick, and I'll let you see the after work. Alright, so it is done. I do want to mention again, so from earlier, remember the wide gaps, and I mentioned, remember to put down this frame first, then connect it. And I just want to remind you guys, this is really important, because if you don't put down this frame first and then you connect it, upgrade it, you will never able to put down this frame, which will hurt your wide gaps. So make sure you put this down and then connect the PCs. Now every single part of your base is upkept. everything is connected to a TC, and we can focus on our main base. To build up the floor, this floor, which is above the core floor, this floor will be our bedroom floor. So locate the jump up, which is right here. On the right side of it will be our locker. Put your locker down, put it on the side, seal it, and make sure when you seal it, make sure this triangle always is built on the outside. There should be a gap as you look down. And you can also put a window here. And a single bedroom can fit you 2 beds. And as I mentioned earlier, if you want more storage, you can always put down drop boxes on the wall. Like this. Have it, your bedrooms. Now, this is what this floor is for. You want to make another jump up, which I try to keep it directly in the sight. So if you jump up here, I want to jump up the not too close, but also not too far, which is right here. So right here, jump up, go straight to the jump up, takes you to the next floor. Now I want everything else off. Now we can seal the base. Oh. I know I've been talking about this a lot. Just make sure you seal it on the right side. Don't seal it from the core if it's spaced off the external. And I always make sure to add more floors. Give your base more stability as we're going higher, and at the same time put down more doors to make each floor more secure. So our jump up is pretty simple. Now our next floor, which will be our inner peaks and our cooking floor. First, let me build the jump up correctly. So we have this whole open area, and it's the same logic as below. Put a wall here on the right side, right as you come up. Same from this jump up too, over here, and a wall here. And in the center, place the frames. And you can see it. Don't seal this. Right as the jump up, come up here, will be your next jump. Okay, so we're gonna build the jump up to the next floor. everything else should be here. I did, however, make a mistake earlier. When you on this floor, on your bedroom floor, and when you put down a frame, make sure it's on the activity, like this. Therefore, you can also build up here. If you don't do that, this frame is on the outside. Like this frame is on the inside. Then when I come up here, I cannot build on the outside PC no more. So make sure you place this frame inside here. Yeah. Alright, so our inner peaks. Obviously we're gonna pick up the walls to more floors. So our inner peaks is fairly simple. As you come out, this is the entrance into inner peaks. Leave this spot open because here will be a ladder hatch. And then do another triangle floor, so it should look like this. And now you start building on the other side. That will give you a pretty tight angle. Same as here. And now you go to the other entrance. Do the same thing. Leave the center one open. So the center line will be a ladder hatch, like I said. So right here, you can fall through, and we don't want that. You don't want to fall through accidentally in a raid defense, or for the raiders to ladder up and take control of your shooting. Oh, excuse me, your inner peaks. So we are going to use siren lights to cover the gaps. Just simply even one will work. Spot. And that should be it. As for the ladder hatches, here's the purpose for them. An easy way up to the inner peaks. And obviously you should have a door right here. And you should put down two ladders, just like this. And they don't have to be perfectly put down. Just make sure you can use it. Ladder. The second one. You can reach the ladder hatch and boom. Leads you to inner peaks. And make sure you do the same thing to these hatches too. Alright, so time to finish our peaks. Simply just seal them up. And make, like again, when you seal them, make sure you are sealing on the outside walls. Because because they're based off another TC. Up to your next floor. In fact, you want to keep that open here. And for reasons I will tell you in a second. So this floor will be your shooting floor. Now, before we start building more on this floor, you want to get your peaks up. Your white peaks up. White gap. So start building the frames up. Do the same floor of that. And same with here. That's for white gaps. And this is for your entrance. And we also have to down frames. Just on the outside of our entrance, the perimeter. Start building up. And same thing here. So once you have the frames up, it should look like this. Now we can start building our pieces. Basically just fill these up. And this side is our entrance side, as you can see. And then when we fill this up, we're going out one more square on each side. And for our white gaps, we'll fill them up like this. And for this square, make sure it's built hard on this frame right here. And there should be a gap right here, not touching the white gaps or the core. It should be on this wall stack TC. Okay. Same with here. Next one gap. This is our entrance again. Fill them up. A square out on each side. And gap again. So that's the layout of our shooting floor. Now we simply just have to put the windows on the very outside layer. Also fill this up right here. This triangle, which can be fit. also find the 3 squares that you put down earlier. Those 3 right here. Because those standard gaps, you will need a single door that swings out like this, so people cannot just jump through. Ladder here. And for this one, you don't need it because you have a window here. So 2 doors on each side. Same with here. Door frame and a door. Door frame and a door. And this one here. Frame and a door. Frame and a door. Okay. Shooting floor complete. Now you need to set up the other aspects on this floor. Right here, in the very center of this window, put a wall like this. Now this will be our shooting floor bedroom, which is my favorite. And this bedroom will give you 2 lockers. On the other side, on the very center right here. Same thing. And last one. Bedrooms. Let's put down in your shooting floor. Now we're gonna finish here. As you jump up, triangle on your right will be your battery storage. As you should put your battery like this, which you still have right here mainly for your branches and your switches. Or even here. Seal up the window. And here, put down a wall. The triangle across from the battery will be another triangle for your locker. Do the same thing on the other 2 sides. So it should look something like this. You have a total of 3 lockers, 3 batteries on this floor. Now it's time to seal it off. Seal it. Frames to support stability. And also multiple ways. The last 3 are the jump ups. So now we need to finish sealing our roof. Pretty simple. Let's just follow the gaps. And for areas like this, you can add more frames to put support on it. Okay, before we get to the next, come to our white gaps. You want to keep those 2 doorways as door frames. You don't want to put a wall here, then you lose this amazing peak. And over here, we can put down our door frame. this off. And go from here. As it right here. Same thing. Go frames, no frames. Come to gaps. That should be it. Okay, so now we can actually seal everything up. Once again, when you're sealing, make sure you're sealing correctly. Don't seal off on the wrong TV. When you build a space, guys, I recommend take the time to really make sure each step is correct. It's unless you're playing on a server that the admins are allowed to destroy things for you. Otherwise, on an official server, nobody is gonna help you if you make a mistake. Like this one, I made a mistake right here. It's connected to the inner core, but it should be connected on the outside. If you're unsure, you can just look down to see how it's built when you build the floor below, and you can realize the mistake and fix it. There we go. I think I sealed off my jump up. Yep. Well, like I said, guys, make sure to take your time. It's fine to make a mistake and recover it in time, but if you just leave it there more than 20 minutes, I believe, or something like that, and you can no longer demolish it, it will not be good. Okay, so shiny floor is sealed, and now we focus on our roof. I need to go down, make sure I put down the frame right here. When you build, make sure you put down more frames. I'm a little lazy as only making a video, but make sure you build your jump up right here. Also, build your frame, since this window frame right here will have to be placed on this frame. You put a window right here, a wall here, a window, and a door. And seal that off, and that will be the roof entrance. I like to make my roof entrance secured, not just one door. So that's why I'm doing this right here. Once again, window right here, wall right here, the doorways should also be facing the center of the base. glass windows on this one. But it's up to you if you wanted to do embrasures, that's fine too. And for the rest of your roof, for your wide gaps, simply just put down windows right here. And for here, here's how you want to do it. Do not build here on the very outside of shooting floor, since this gives almost no stability. Come right here, find the center square, which is right here. Build 3 half walls. And then 2 windows on the side. It should look like this. This is to elevate yourself to form different peaks. And on the windows below, I recommend put down the rain peaks. So, to recap again, wide gaps, just windows. And for here, go on the final center point, put down half walls and windows. And make sure to add your roofs. Now our roof will be the inwards roofs. That will be triangle roofs on triangle floor, and square roofs on square roofs. So our base is basically complete. Obviously we still have to add in embrasures, however I'm not gonna do all of it. The embrasures are pretty simple. The only 6 spots that requires horizontal embrasures are here for the roof peaks on your roof. Everything else should be vertical embrasures, including your shooting floor too. There's no exceptions. Alright, but as I said, I'm not gonna do all that. I think it's pretty simple and pretty easy for all the players to do that. And as for our roof, I recommend putting your windmill spots right here. Find the center triangle, and this triangle is really unique. There's only one of those triangles on each side, and there's 3 of them. And this triangle simply build up. Build out one triangle, so you can put down your windmill. And that gives you 3 spots for them. Yeah. And as I mentioned earlier in the base tour, you can add your campsites on the roof also. Where are they? There we go. campsites easily just put down above the roof axis. Very simple. Last thing I do want to talk about is for our turrets. Usually I keep 6 turrets on our roof. That makes 6. That covers every angle on a roof. Nobody's gonna top down you. And as for our shooting floor, we need some turrets too. Find your white gaps and place your turret right the center of the white gap. That covers a lot of angles on the shooting floor. And you only will need 3 turrets on the shooting floor. Since there's only 3 white gaps, 3 turrets. Okay, so that's the turrets in your base. We do need to finish our compound before I put down turrets. So our compound is pretty simple. 3 walls on each side. Make sure you're watching the space. So the compound should look something like this once it's finished. As for our barricades, it's pretty simple on those kind of gates, along in Tokyo gates. It's just 2 barricades on top of 2 square boundaries, and some of those ones. For these white gap gate, it's a little tricky, but it also works. What you want to do is you put triangle floors on the side and start from the center. One barricade, and on the side, make sure you bring it out like this. And then you can destroy barricade with and for our compound, put down turrets like this. Turret in each part. And for right here, a turret above the entrance. Each part. Above the entrance. So that gives you 9 turrets in your compound. That covers almost every angle in your compound. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video helped you guys in some way. I'm not a professional YouTuber. I'm just an old Rust player that wants to share the base design with you guys. I do not play this game much more at the moment, so if this base can